Picture yourself traveling by ship, no bigger than a car, with 19 people on it for over 4,000 miles in the open sea. That's exactly what the case was for William Bligh and his loyal companions in the odd case of the Mooty on the Bounty. Now, most of you will probably not be traveling by open boat, but this shows a great story of karma if you believe in that, or what goes around comes around. I too understand a little bit about the idea of bad karma, as well as why this event took place. Mooty on the Bounty is a great story that shows the departure of the bounty, the deportation of William Bligh and his companions, and the karma Fletcher, Christian, and the rest of the men receive. The departure of the bounty is the original departure that took place. The main portion of the story includes the departure. There was tension in the trip right from the start. The main point of the trip was to travel to Tahiti to bring back food for the West Indies. The ship included both Fletcher Christian and his crew, as well as William Bligh and his crew, two captains or leaders that both wanted to be in charge. The arrival to Tahiti was everything they would have hoped for. After arriving, a storm would keep them without sailing for 5 months. They would find that their 5-month stay was very calm and peaceful. Fletcher Christian even fell in love with the Tahiti woman and pleaded their case to stay. My first artifact is this top hat, worn by both Fletcher Christian and most of the crew members in a picture that I will show later. This is where the tension turned. The departure is where things get interesting. William Bligh was not at ease when they departed. Many crew members were very angry and were complaining about having to leave Tahiti. William Bligh, fed up with this, started humiliating his officers, including Fletcher Christian. Fletcher finally couldn't take it any longer. Fletcher gathered enough officers and crew members to come up with 23 people to overthrow William Bligh. William Bligh and 18 of his loyal companions were forced off the ship onto a smaller boat. This is where Fletcher gets what was coming to him. This is my second artifact, and it was a sword that was used, not the exact sword, but a sword used by Fletcher Christian to defend him and William Bligh off of the ship. This is where the bad karma that Fletcher Christian and his men received happens. Fletcher indeed succeeded in taking the boat back to Tahiti. When arriving, the mutineers wanted to settle about 400 miles north of Tahiti to be alone. But when they arrived back in Tahiti, they lied about their well-being and coming back to the island. They soon figured out and lied that Fletcher Christian and the mutineers fled onto the ship, luring a group of Tahitians on the ship with them. William Bligh succeeded on his crazy journey adrift at sea, set adrift on that little crammed boat, and they somehow found their way all the way back to England, 4,000 miles away. William Bligh did make it back to Tahiti a couple years later, and they killed all the remaining mutineers that did not leave with Fletcher Christian. Fletcher was finally killed at their last stop, trying to settle down in Dubai. My last artifact is both Fletcher Christian wearing his top hat, as well as William Bligh and his 18 companions leaving back to England. All in all, Mutiny on the Bounty set out a long and unexpected journey that shows the departure of the trip, the overthrow of the authority, and the revenge. This story had a very good moral of what goes around comes around. So even though you might not find yourself adrift in Tahiti, maybe remember this for bad karma next time. Thank you.